Hey there, fellow traders. Cecil Robles here. And in today's short video, I want to show you how you can trade with a small account and grow it fairly rapidly. Now, Forex is beautiful because you can go both long and you can go short, and it really doesn't require a larger account size to do either one. With trading stocks, you can go short, but you're going to need a larger account size in order to take advantage of actually shorting the market, which as a trader is critical to your success. You need to be able to buy and sell both in the market in order to really see success as a trader. So that's one of the beauties of Forex. You can also do it with a small account. So I opened up a small $1,000 account, and I'm going to track this account over the next 6 months or so, but my goal is to turn it into $10,000 by the end of the year, and that way you can see that it's possible yourself to actually turn a small account into a larger or medium-sized account and start growing it consistently. There are some things that we need to do in order to do that. So the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put on a little more risk. We're going to have to be more aggressive. We have a smaller account size. And so that means we're going to have to trade a higher percentage of risk. Now, I believe in fixed fractional position sizing. That means that I'm basing my position sizing on a percentage of my account on each trade. And depending on the strength of the trade, the quality of the market, whether it's trending or it's sideways, depending on what kind of trade that I'm taking and all the risk factors involved, I may increase my risk on any given trade based on that. Secondly, I may also stack onto a trade. So for instance, I may have a trade where I get into the market and then I add another trade to it rather quickly, stacking into that trade because the momentum is in my favor. So that's one of the ways, or two of the ways rather, that we can grow a small account fairly quickly. Now I just want to show you how I was able to bank about 15% just over the last couple of days by using these particular methodologies. Now, on a $1,000 account, that's roughly $150. So, we're talking about small gains, but we're also talking about a very small account. If you had a $10,000 account, those gains would have been $1,500, and a $100,000 account would have been $15,000 just over a couple of days. So if your account is larger, obviously you're going to get larger dollar gains, but the key here is that we're starting with a small account and we're growing it. Now, the third thing is that you want to make sure that you're adding to the account weekly. If you have a job and you get paid weekly, you want to add something to the account, even if it's $25 or $50. You want to be adding something to the account because that's going to allow you to grow even faster, to increase your position size every single time you trade as you start to grow that account and build it up by both your winning trades and by adding to that account rather quickly. So here I'm going to show you a few trades that we took this week. Signal members, Currency Signal Club members also took advantage of these trades. I'm going to go to my account history here. You're going to see this first trade right here that we took this week, and that trade essentially was a $76.70 profit. And that was on the euro dollar. It was on a $1,000 account, like I said, so about 7.6% in that one trade. Once again, we had a little bit more risk on, but we had a strong confirmation that this was what the market was going to do. You can see here that on the 4-hour chart, the trend starts to move up here. We had a pullback against that trend right here in this particular area. If we go to the daily chart, we can see on the daily chart that we really had a setup here for the market to move up. We had 2 large days. We had 2 pullback days, but those pullback days were much smaller in comparison to these large days. And that tells me that this market is going to head back up. And that's why we bought into this market when we saw this pattern here on the 4-hour chart. This is what we call a continuation pattern. It's also known as a reversal pattern to some degree here as well. And you can see that the market did move up, shot up, then came back down. We move our stop up here, and then the market moved up again. It created another reversal right here at the top. So we move our stop again, and in this particular case, I went ahead and took profits because we're bouncing right here at this top. Probably price is going to go higher, but I'll look for another opportunity to get into the market if it pulls back a little further, and then we'll jump in again. If not, there's other trading opportunities out there, so no big deal. The other 2 trades that we looked at this week, in our bias, we definitely had buying for the pound dollar, and there was a reason for that. Obviously, you can see this nice move up, pull back, nice move up, pull back, pulled almost right back to this level right here. And then we had what we would consider a very, very strong continuation pattern. We had a drop down, down against our 50 exponential moving average here. Then you can see here that it pulled back up, and then you can see it drop down again. Didn't quite make it past that low there, right to that low, and then it pulled back up, and boom, off to the races we go. This is what we would consider a very, very strong continuation pattern. We're expecting prices to go much higher here, and so we're probably going to see much larger profits. Now, I could have stacked onto this trade. I could have entered this trade here. I could have entered another one here, and I could have entered another one here on this breakout of this fractal point here. But we just did one trade in this market. We want to really see if this market is going to turn and reverse in the trend, because this has been a very large downtrend. You can see on the weekly chart, we're still in a downtrend on the weekly chart, and we've met some resistance up here. Now we pulled back. We're going to go test that again, see if we can't pull up above this 200-day moving average right there. So that is another trade right now. We're up about 1.2% in that trade. The next one here is the US dollar, Canadian dollar. And this one we expect to get some pretty good traction here. This one has a very strong reversal pattern on the daily chart. You can see right here once again. This is a classic reversal pattern. You've got these hammers here, and then you've got another one, and then a strong pullback, another test, another strong pullback. We actually entered here, and we entered on the breakout here. This was a little bit more of an aggressive play, and now you can see we're up about 2.3% and about 1.6% in those trades. So another $50 in profit on once again, on a $1,000 account, which equates to roughly about $130 in total profit at the moment. We'll see if this market continues down. If not, we're going to move our stop down and protect and lock in at least not such a large losing trade here. If we do lose, we're going to shave off about 3/4 of our risk here if this market closes down today. So once again, you can build a small account and turn it into a larger account. You have to be a little bit more aggressive at first. All right, you're going to need to add to that account consistently, and you're going to need to go both short and long. You're going to need to pick your trades. You're going to need to, learn how to pick the trades that have a very high probability of winning, and only play those trades. Listen, you don't have to be trading all of the time to make money in the market. You can trade based on very strong patterns. Only take those. Put a good amount of risk on there. And by a good amount of risk, I mean anywhere from 2 to 5% on any given trade. Listen, you're trading with a $1,000 account, and you're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with it. That's just the reality of it. But as you grow that account, as you begin to add more money to it, you can back that risk down some. And of course, then you can have very conservative profits going forward and really grow your account into something that's sustainable and that can provide a future for you. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something from it. Remember, you can trade Forex with a small account and still make money and still remain in proper risk guidelines. I'll talk to you soon.